I wanted to make this video to show off my amazing soft toy making skills, but that didn't work out because the soft toy didn't become what I wanted it to be, and it also didn't look like I wanted it to. So instead I put the soft toy in a corner for a week or so, delayed my dream of creating videos, and got a little bit stuck because I had painted myself in a corner where I was like, this is my style, I know how to make soft toys, so every time I do it, it's going to be perfect. And this one wasn't perfect. One of the rules I had set myself, for example, was that all soft toys I make have no eyes, because I like them abstract. But it didn't work out. Basically, I didn't listen to the essence of the soft toy. And so I tried to create something it didn't want to be. And then I got stuck. Which is actually very interesting, because I made this soft toy as a souvenir and a memory of the time I spent in Germany working on circular economy policy. And the reason I chose to make an owl and that I wanted to make a soft toy is because the message of that week was that it's not about perfection and knowledge. It's about coming together, community, and sharing what you have. Because, let me start with an introduction. It was organized by a group of people. It's with a European program that people can learn and meet and come into contact with different cultures. This specific version of the event was about circular economy and learning how you can influence policy around circular economy. Because the EU has as ambition to be circular by 2050. And we want to be 50% circular by 2030. And that's still a long way off. I mean, getting there wise. But the EU is also creating lots of policies to make it achievable. I went there because one of the topics we were going to discuss was circular textiles. So it made a lot of sense I would come. It was mainly aimed at youth, and I'm not that young anymore as I look. So I basically had more knowledge and experience than a lot of people there. But I still wanted to come anyway, because it was to test if circular economy policy making is something for me. Also, there were lots of students of the circular economy, so they probably had even more practical knowledge than I had, like knowledge. They really had a drive to learn more knowledge. Also, there were lots of people who had no background in studying, in studying circular economy, no background in even, some people didn't even know what circular economy was before they went, and no English. because as I said, it was an international group. There were people from El Salvador, Spain, Germany, the Netherlands and Turkey and Estonia. So that created interesting group dynamics, because the beautiful thing is that everybody came with a drive to learn and to have a good time. So everybody had interesting, good vibes. Also, everybody became keen and eager about circular economy and how it's important, because it will create a future of us all. And a friendship was created pretty quickly as well, because we shared with each other stories about our own hometown, how waste is recycled, because circularity is for a lot of the time about waste, and the politics in our own respective countries. So the group dynamic was very interesting, fun and positive. However, we also had group work about circular economy, about single-use plastics and about food waste. And at some point, some people became a little bit disappointed because they didn't learn as much about circular economy as they wanted. And because it was hard to do group work because you had to translate every time. There were some struggles in the groups. Also in my group, where we went very quickly because we all knew about the Netherlands, and one Turkish lady who didn't speak English well didn't. So we sadly didn't manage to take her with us. So in the beginning it felt a little bit like a failure, because you want to do effective, efficient work as policymaker, especially when you come from the study background. And other people who were not much into the topic just wanted to learn and were excited to get touched by the sustainability vibes, to say so. And there were no arguments, of course, but it did create some friction, because people thought they would learn more practical knowledge, and other people did not have a lot of knowledge yet and were just happy to go along with the ride. And I think the message of the week was that you don't always learn what you expect to learn, but you always learn something important. Because maybe the message is not that you learn more about your own, like, job and the way you do business, but maybe the whole thing of bringing together a community of people is that you learn about working as a community and how to strengthen each other and how to make sure that everybody is included. And that's why I came to this toy. I was thinking about that, and then I thought about a phrase that wisdom is soft. Like, some people really go for the book knowledge and they think getting more and more knowledge is the way towards more wisdom. However, sometimes that kind of chasing of wisdom can detach you from reality, because then you have a lot of knowledge, but then you have a lot of knowledge that very few people actually have too. This is what I notice a lot in sustainability, that the people who are really deep into it are hopeful and know what technological steps we need to take to get there, but the people who are not into it, they don't have the technological knowledge, so they feel disenfranchised, and then they are not eager to come along because they don't see why it's important. And the people who do have the knowledge don't take the time to explain it properly. So then you get a division, because the people who don't explain it properly get frustrated because people don't see how important it is what they do. And the people who don't understand what's going on get annoyed because they feel stupid and like they don't matter. So I think wisdom is soft means that true wisdom is a combination of that book knowledge and a way to share it so everybody can know what's going on and can also give their input. Because maybe the people who are less experienced are the best people in finding solutions to apply sustainable knowledge in real life situations. And in a way, it doesn't really matter who contributes the most practically, because there's intrinsic value in including everyone. We can only reach a sustainable world when everybody is able to participate in it. So, and focusing on that you have to include people because they might have interesting input is on the one hand a given, because everybody has valuable input, and on the other hand not the only reason why you should do it. A community and a society only has value when everybody can join. Otherwise there's just still something missing. That's what I believe in. So that's why I decided to make this owl. To symbolize wisdom is softness. And to remember, because I'm also a book person, working on creating communities, that creating communities is not only about knowledge. At some point it's just about finding ways to connect with each other and to talk and to learn from everybody and to take the patience to learn from everybody. Because otherwise you just miss something and you will never know what. And I think this ties with the fear of failure, because I think the fear of failure is tied to the expectations you have. When you expect, for example, this to become a perfect owl that you could send in the Intertoys or other toy shops without like any extra work, then you have like those perfection, non-inclusive hopes and dreams for yourself, because that's something that only few people can achieve, and even the people who achieve things like that don't do it just like that. It usually takes a lot of practice and stuff. So by me focusing on having to make a perfect toy I could present to the world and have no objections to it, actually stopped me from listening to what the owl wanted to become. Because part of the work was very much by intuition. I didn't really know how it was going to look, but I knew I had to make it like this. And maybe the fact that it looks like a scrap owl is perfect, because then it tells the story of the random collection of people I met in Erfurt. And also, I had told myself I want no eyes on the toys, and it didn't work well. So now it's getting eyes. And I think it's done. It's looking at you when I've sewn it. It's looking at you with a steady gaze, letting me know that it's not perfection. Perfection means that you self-sabotage being included, and that you exclude other people as well, and yourself. The gaze tells me to just be and trust and work with people and see what the outcome is, and experiment with the outcome and love it no matter what happens. So yeah, that's my story. Wisdom is soft. And the wisdom is soft is done. See, now it has those big piercing eyes that make you like, ooh yeah, I'll include people. Exactly what it's meant to do. And let me end this video by saying something about the fabrics. I was meant to do like a party flag workshop in Germany, but it didn't happen. But I was collecting, and I said I would if I found fabrics. So one day when I was walking home, I found a bag with free stuff, and there I got this one and this one. but I didn't find any more textiles, so it wasn't enough for a workshop. But then the gears started turning, like maybe it's meant to be something else about Germany, and it became the owl. And like any artist, I added some stuff of myself, so the filling and this are scraps of my own, and this is what it became. The eyes really added something. I think it's done now, and I'm proud of it, with letting go of expectations of how it should look, because I'm also I'm a teacher, and I'm learning to be open about what I make, also when it's not like picture perfect, because I actually don't like picture perfect that much, because that's not inclusive. If I show picture perfect stuff, you don't have to trust that you can do it too. So this is also how quilting looks. I love it, and it's relaxing. And follow me for more quilting content and inspiration how you can create your stories in fabric. Have a lovely day. Society's trash will be our treasure.